Toronto, the city that never stops digging. There are great cities in the world known for their skylines, their culture, their ingenuity. And then there's Toronto, known primarily for its potholes, traffic cones, and the existential despair of anyone foolish enough to drive through it. Toronto's traffic crisis isn't a mere unfortunate accident of urban planning. No, it has the distinct aroma of something cooked up by a committee of the incompetent, stirred by the indifferent, and served by people who appear to be either corrupt, asleep, or simply scrolling TikTok on the job. To drive in Toronto is to experience a live, 3D remake of Pac-Man. Only instead of ghosts, you're dodging road closures, construction fences, and detours that lead you directly into other detours. The city has turned into a maze, an elaborate, year-round obstacle course designed by people who seem to have never once driven a car or held a coherent thought about transportation. And the madness isn't limited to one neighborhood. No, the chaos is democratic. It spreads lovingly across every district, every highway, and every weekend, like a poorly planned festival of inefficiency. Ontario's leadership deserves a standing ovation, preferably in a courtroom, for the remarkable way it has allowed this circus to flourish. Incompetent doesn't quite capture the artistry of their failure. Possibly corrupt to the bone feels more accurate, especially when observing the construction companies that appear to win more contracts than they can physically handle. These firms drag themselves through projects at the speed of a tranquilized snail, perhaps because they are busy celebrating the mysterious process through which they keep getting hired in the first place. Meanwhile, city workers, those heroic guardians of Toronto's infrastructure, often appear to be in deep intellectual communion with their cell phones. One can only assume they are researching advanced construction techniques on Instagram. The result? Holes remain open for months, lanes remain closed for no visible reason, and construction zones sit abandoned like archaeological sites. All of this might be forgivable if Toronto were a developing village struggling with limited resources. But this is one of the richest cities in one of the wealthiest countries on Earth. And yet, while China can erect a 40-story building in the time it takes a Toronto crew to find the on button for their equipment, Torontonians are told to be patient. After all, Rome wasn't built in a day, though a pothole in Toronto cannot be repaired in a month. Accountability? Consequences? Hilarious concepts, presumably lost somewhere under the stacks of unfulfilled contracts and unread emails. Contractors who fail to meet deadlines aren't penalized, they're rewarded with more contracts. City officials who let the chaos expand aren't replaced, they're promoted. And thus the rot at the top travels downward, infecting every layer of the system, until the entire machinery of governance wobbles like a half-filled wheelbarrow. Toronto could be a global city of efficiency and innovation. Instead, it has become a living satire of itself, an urban landscape held hostage by mismanagement, construction cones, and the eternal promise that this project will be completed soon. In the meantime, grab your steering wheel, pack a lunch, and prepare to play another round of Toronto Pac-Man. Because here, the only thing that moves fast is the speed at which new construction projects appear.